Are you enraged by African leaders and politicians living large, while the masses wallow in the mire of excruciating poverty? African presidents' salaries vary greatly from nation to nation and have been a topic of debate for a long time. While some presidents make very substantial salaries, some make quite small salaries. Some even refuse to get their salaries at all. African presidents' salaries are influenced by several factors, including the size of the nation's economy, degree of development, and political structure. Surprisingly, the salaries of African presidents is more than that of presidents in other developed continents. This could be because of organized corruption and dysfunctional systems of government in most African nations. Despite their huge salaries, we have seen presidents like Nigeria's Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who budgeted $6 million for his yacht, and below $5 million for student loans. Some African leaders collect government money to stash them in their houses, in Swiss bank accounts, or buy real estate in developed countries using their family members' names. In today's video, we will show you the salaries of all African presidents in 2024. But before we continue, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the new Tourist channel to get first-hand information on the recent happenings in Africa. Many believe that African leaders' salaries are excessively high, particularly in nations where most people are impoverished. Some contend that wages are essential to attract competent presidential candidates. However, let's discover these salaries. 1. Abdelmadjid Tebboune of Algeria. Algeria's president, Abdelmadjid Tebboune, has held office since December 2019. With an annual salary of $168,000, he is among the wealthiest individuals in Algeria. The country will hold early presidential elections in September. 2. João Lourenço of Angola. Angola is home to over 37.8 million people, and GDP per capita is expected to reach $2,447 by the end of 2024. João Lourenço is one of the least paid presidents in Africa, making $17,824 a year. Angolan former presidents will live comfortably in retirement after members of parliament passed a bill last year guaranteeing their benefits. 3. Patrice Talon of the Republic of Benin. Benin has a GDP per capita of $1,300, making it a poor nation. Agriculture is the backbone of the economy, and the primary export crop is cotton. Another significant source of income is tourism. Patrice Talon has been president for the past 8 years and earns a salary of $29,800 per year. 4. Mokgweetsi Masisi of Botswana. Botswana is found in southern Africa. Masisi receives an annual salary of $77,223 and is the 5th president of Botswana, serving since 2018. He recently threatened to send 20,000 elephants to Germany in a dispute over conservation. 5. Burkina Faso. The current head of state of Burkina Faso is interim President Captain Ibrahim Traoré, who took power during a coup in September 2022. When he took office, he reduced ministers' and politicians' salaries by 30% and increased civilian salaries by 50%. It is said that he refused the presidential salary of about $34,000 and maintained his salary as a military captain, which is around $10,000 annually. 6. Evariste Ndayishimiye of Burundi. Burundi is a country in eastern Africa and is one of the poorest in all of Africa. The president of Burundi receives a salary of $37,400 per year. The salary is reviewed every year, and it is usually adjusted to keep pace with inflation. 7. José Maria Neves of Cape Verde. Cape Verde is a small island located in the westernmost region of Africa. It has a population of little over 600,000 people as of 2024 and a GDP of $2.37 billion. The islands also have a rich history and culture, which is reflected in their architecture, art, and music. José Maria Neves is the head of state of this small country and earns a salary of $20,380 a year. 8. Paul Biya, the president of Cameroon. He has been in power for 42 years now, making him one of the longest ruling presidents in Africa. He is one of the most paid presidents too in Africa, with an annual salary of $620,976. 9. Faustin Archange Touadéra of the Central African Republic. Although this country has one of the poorest populations in the world, it is rich in uranium, gold, diamonds, and oil. By the end of 2024, the Central African Republic's GDP is projected to be worth $5 billion. Faustin Archange Touadéra is paid $42,524 a year. Here's a little-known fact about the nation. It was the first in Africa to legalize Bitcoin as legal tender. 10. Mahamat Déby of Chad. Chad is rich in gold and uranium and stands to benefit from its recently acquired status as an oil exporting state. President Mahamat took power in April 2021 following the death of his father, Idriss Déby Itno, in a military coup. He won the recent elections of May 6. His salary is not publicly known but is estimated to be around $16,640 per year. 11. Azali Assoumani of Comoros. Comoros is a country located on the eastern coast of Africa, with a population of over 867,000. The largest town in Comoros is Moroni, the capital, and the president of the nation currently receives a salary of $117,000 a year. 12. Felix Tshisekedi, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The DRC, or Congo-Kinshasa, is home to the second largest rainforest on Earth and 105,625,000 people, and has a GDP of $73.8 billion. The capital of the country is Kinshasa, and also the biggest city in Central Africa. Felix Tshisekedi receives a salary of $51,500 annually. 13. Denis Sassou Nguesso, President of the Republic of Congo. The Republic of Congo, or Congo-Brazzaville, is known as one of the most urbanized African countries and often mistaken with the DRC. President Denis Sassou Nguesso earns a salary of $108,400 annually. 14. Alassane Ouattara of Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is the world's largest producer of cocoa beans, which are essential for making chocolate. In fact, Ivory Coast produces around 40% of the world's cocoa. Their president has an annual salary estimation of $100,000. 15. Ismail Omar Guelleh of Djibouti is the next president on our list. Guelleh is the longest-serving president in Djibouti history. He was born in Tadjoura, Djibouti, in 1947, and he has been in office since 1999. His pay is not disclosed to the public. Hope you are enjoying this video. Do you also see how there is a lot of money in Africa, but it is going to the wrong places? Do not forget to let us know what you think in the comments section. Also, make sure you subscribe to the new tourist channel. 16. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, President of Egypt. Egypt has experienced economic difficulties under President el-Sisi. To address the country's economic issues, el-Sisi implemented measures such as slashing subsidies and raising fuel prices, which were recommended by international financial institutions. He earns $70,000 yearly. 17. Teodoro Obiang Nguema of Equatorial Guinea. This president has been in power for over 4 decades, making him Africa's and the world's longest-serving president. He succeeded his uncle, Francisco Maches Imea, who was overthrown and terminated. President Teodoro earns a salary of $152,680 per year. 18. Isaias Afwerki of Eritrea. Eritrea is renowned for its tank graveyard, colonial architecture, and warrior women. Since the completion of the Independence War, President Afwerki has served as the first head of state of the state of Eritrea, having been chosen by the National Assembly in 1993. With an annual salary of around $6,000, he is among the least wealthy presidents in Africa. 19. King Mswati III of Eswatini. This country does not have a president. It is an absolute monarchy, with a king as head of state. King Mswati III has been in power since 1986. He has been criticized for his authoritarian rule and his lavish lifestyle. His salary is not publicly known, however. It is estimated to be around $56,051,336 per year, making him one of the richest leaders in Africa, whereas his people are swimming in despondency. 20. Salaries of Ethiopia. With a GDP of over $205 billion, Ethiopia is one of the richest nations in Africa. On October 25, 2018, the Federal Parliamentary Assembly's members unanimously elected Saleh to the position of President of the nation. Her yearly compensation is $4,000 to $5,270. 21. General Brice Oligui Nguema of Gabon. Nguema, head of the elite Republican Guard, led officers in a coup against his cousin, President Ali Bongo Ondimba, in August 2023, a scion of a family that had ruled since 1967. He was sworn in a celebration in Libreville in September 2023. He gave up his salary as president and said he would only receive a wage as commander of the Republican Guard. His salary is not disclosed, but the Gabonese president usually earns $65,000 per year. 22. Adama Barrow of Gambia. Adama Barrow's ascent to prominence was truly amazing. He unexpectedly defeated longtime leader Yahya Jammeh, who had ruled for more than 20 years, in the 2016 presidential election. Despite all odds, Barrow, a prosperous real estate developer with no prior public office experience, became the president of the Gambia. He earns $65,000 annually. 23. Nana Akufo-Addo, President of Ghana. Ghana is located in West Africa, on the Gulf of Guinea, with a population of 31.2 million people. It is a relatively wealthy country due to its gold and cocoa exports. However, the country still faces challenges such as poverty, unemployment, and corruption. President Nana Akufo is paid a yearly salary of $76,000. 24. Mamadi Doumbouya of Guinea. General Doumbouya became the acting president of Guinea after the September 5th coup that overthrew the government of Alpha Condé. On October 1, 2021, he took office for a transitional period during which the military leaders aimed to carry out reforms in the country. His salary is not publicly known, but it is estimated to be around $22,400 annually. 25. Umaro Sissoko Embalo of Guinea-Bissau. Sissoko, as he is popularly known, has systematically clashed with political opponents, parliament, and other state institutions. It began with a failed coup attempt in 2022, to which he responded with a wave of arrests of opposition figures. He has promised his people fresh elections this year. He has an annual salary of $7,640 yearly. 26. William Ruto of Kenya. The President, William Ruto, was sworn in on September 13, 2022, after winning the 2022 Kenyan general election. He was a popular figure in Kenya and was seen as a champion of the poor and marginalized, but he has become unpopular amongst his people for tax hikes. His salary is estimated to be around $192,200 per year. 27. King Letsie III of Lesotho. King Letsie III first became king in 1990, following the abdication of his father, King Mashushu II. However, his father was briefly restored to the throne in 1995 before passing away in a car crash in early 1996. As a result, Letsie III once again assumed the role of king. The salary of King Letsie III is not revealed, but could be earning around $500,000 based on the salaries of other monarchs in Africa. 28. Joseph Boakai of Liberia. Overall, 25 individuals have served as president, including Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the first elected female head of state in Africa. On January 22, 2024, Joseph Boakai was sworn in as the 26th and current president of Liberia after winning former President George Weah. His salary is not disclosed, but should be earning close to $90,000 like his predecessor George Weah. 29. Mohamed Al-Menfi of Libya. Political unrest has plagued Libya since Muammar Gaddafi's overthrow by U.S. under Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and NATO in 2011. The nation has had difficulty putting an end to its bloody battles and creating strong governmental institutions. External actors have exacerbated the situation by supporting various factions and competing peace conferences. Mohammed al-Menfi has served as the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Libya since March 2022 and a member of the National Unity Government. His salary is estimated to be around $105,000. 30. Andry Rajoelina of Madagascar. Andry Nirina Rajoelina is a Malagasy French politician and businessman who has served as president of Madagascar since 2023. Madagascar is one of the poorest countries in the world, with a poverty rate of 70%. It has a history of political instability. This has made it difficult to attract investment and to develop the economy. Businessman Andry Rajoelina took office in 2019, ending a decade of political turbulence. His salary and net worth remain unknown. 31. President Lazarus Chakwera of Malawi. Lazarus Makardi Chakwera is a Malawian politician and theologian who has served as president of Malawi since June 2020. He has an estimated annual salary of $68,400. 32. Assimi Goïta of Mali. Colonel Assimi Goïta took power in a coup in August 2020 and was sworn in as interim president in September 2020. He has served in the Malian army since 1999 and was appointed vice president in a transitional government in May 2021, but he led a second coup in that same year and took power himself. Mali is a poor country, but you will be surprised to hear that their president is paid $35,000 annually. 33. Mohamed Ould Ghazouani, Mauritania. Since President Mohamed Ould Abdel Aziz honored term limits and resigned in 2019, Mauritania has been gradually moving toward political openness. The 2019 polls showed that Ghazouani, the hand-picked successor of Aziz and a former chief of staff of the armed forces, won with 52% of the vote. President Mohamed earns close to $400,000 annually. 34. Prithviraj Rupan of Mauritius. He was born on May 24, 1959. Mauritius has a population of 1.3 million inhabitants and a GDP of $32 billion. This makes them a stable Indian Ocean island nation in Africa. More reason why the country's president earns a whopping sum of $91,536 annually. 35. King Mohammed VI of Morocco. His net worth has been estimated at between $2.1 billion and over $8.2 billion. In 2015, Forbes named him the richest king in Africa and the fifth wealthiest monarch in the world. He owns many luxury homes and cars, and he is a major investor in the Moroccan economy. King Mohammed VI earns an annual salary of $488,604. Hope you are learning a lot from this video. Encourage us to keep making videos like this for you by liking this and subscribing to the new Tourist channel. Turn on notifications too so you get notified when we have more videos like this for you. Let's continue. 36. Filipe Nyusi of Mozambique. Nyusi was inaugurated for his first term as the fourth president of Mozambique on 15 January 2015, and for his second final term on 15 January 2020. He is said to have an annual salary of $46,800 annually. 37. Nangolo Bumba of Namibia. Nangolo Bumba became president after the death of Hage Geingob. Namibia has a population of 2.6 million inhabitants and has enjoyed stability since gaining independence from South Africa. The president earns $99,500 as an annual salary. 38. General Abdurrahmane Chiani of Niger. President Mohamed Bazoum was seized by Niger's presidential guard following a coup on July 26, 2023. Shortly after declaring the coup a success, General Abdurrahmane Chiani, the commander of the presidential guard, declared himself the head of a military government. The salaries of Niger's presidents are still a mystery. 39. Bola Ahmed Tinubu of Nigeria. Nigeria's 16th and current president, Chief Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu, was born on March 29, 1952, into a political family of Nigerian descent. He is the president who beaconed that the rich should let the poor breathe, but he himself has chosen to suffocate the poor with his economic reforms. We have a video on the new tourist channel that shows how Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been handling Nigeria since he became president. Make sure you watch it too. Tinubu served as the senator for Lagos West and as governor of Lagos State from 1999 to 2007. Despite claims of a 114% raise over that of former President Muhammadu Buhari, his salary is currently unknown. However, the books say the Nigerian president should earn around $69,000. 40. Paul Kagame of Rwanda. Rwanda, under Kagame's leadership, has made significant progress in various areas. The country ranks 29th in a World Bank survey assessing business environments, positioning itself as a place to do business in Africa. Kagame believes in empowering the population and developing the country to create a prosperous future for generations to come. He has an annual salary of $85,000. 41. Carlos Manuel Villanova of São Tomé and Príncipe. He took office on the 2nd of October 2021 and has an annual salary of $2,930, which makes him the least paid president in Africa. 42. Bassirou Diomaye Faye of Senegal. Faye won the 2024 Senegalese presidential election that saw former president Macky Sall step down. Faye's presidency has been marked by promises of systemic change and greater sovereignty for Senegal. He has pledged to tackle corruption, seek monetary reforms, and renegotiate contracts for the country's natural resources. His salary is not disclosed. 43. Wavel Ramkalawan of Seychelles. Ramkalawan defeated President Dani Fora in the 2020 presidential election. The Election Commission reports that he received 54.9% of the total votes cast. Since independence in 1976, there hasn't been a peaceful handover of power to the opposition until the election. President Wavel's annual salary is $23,700. 44. Julius Maada Bio of Sierra Leone. Bio's presidency has been focused on various issues, including tackling corruption, job creation, access to quality education, youth empowerment, and fostering a culture of accountability and transparency. President Bio's commitment to democratic governance and his efforts to establish a stable and pluralistic democracy have been recognized. He earns a yearly salary of $12,200. 45. Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, the President of Somalia. Hassan Sheikh Mohamud was elected in 2012 and again in 2022. Mohamud is a former academic and peace activist and is seen as a moderate and a consensus builder. He makes close to $120,000 a year. 46. Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa. Under Ramaphosa's leadership, South Africa has encountered some difficulties. The nation has had economic challenges, including problems with unemployment and corruption, as well as political unrest. Ramaphosa has been working to restore faith in the African powerhouse and its politics, aiming to address these challenges and rebuild the nation. He earns an annual salary of $223,500. 47. Salva Kiir Mayardit of South Sudan. Following the cessation of a civil war in 2018 and the attainment of independence in 2011, South Sudan was initially scheduled to hold elections before February 2023. However, the transitional government and the opposition agreed to postpone them until late 2024. Salva Kiir currently earns a salary of $60,000 per year. 48. Abdel Fattah al-Burhan of Sudan. Sudan is currently in a transitional period following the overthrow of Omar al-Bashir in 2019. The Transitional Sovereignty Council TSC, a military civilian body, is currently in charge of the country. The TSC is led by Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, who is also the commander-in-chief of the Sudanese armed forces. His salary is not known, but it is likely a significant amount. 49. Samia Suluhu Hassan of Tanzania. Tanzania is a well-liked travel destination because of its diverse animals, scenic landscapes, and rich cultural heritage. Tanzania's most visited tourist spots include the Serengeti National Park, Zanzibar, and Mount Kilimanjaro. Mining, tourism, and agriculture make up the foundation of their economy. At the moment, Samia Suluhu earns roughly $47,000 per year. 50. Faure Gnassingbé of Togo. Faure Gnassingbé has since been re-elected multiple times, including in 2020, despite accusations of fraud and irregularities from the opposition. The Gnassingbé family has ruled Togo since 1967, making it Africa's longest-lasting dynasty. His salary is not publicly available. 51. Kais Saied of Tunisia. This nation has experienced greater success than those that surround it. The GDP of Tunisia is expected to reach $204 billion by the end of 2024. The GDP of the nation is greatly increased by tourism. Kais Saied has been president since October 2019. At the moment, he receives a $16,700 yearly wage. 52. Yoweri Museveni of Uganda. Uganda is an East African nation with a distinct political environment. The protracted presidency of Yoweri Museveni is one peculiarity of Ugandan politics. Following a victorious uprising against the ruling regime, Museveni was elected president in 1986. He has since been re-elected multiple times. He has an annual salary of $183,216. 53. Hakainde Hichilema of Zambia. The administration of President Hichilema has given anti-corruption and economic reforms top priority. He has promised to boost international investment, bring the economy back to life, and provide jobs to Zambians while combating corruption. He has an annual salary of $63,100, but has often said in public that he won't collect the money because he already has enough from his own businesses. 54. Emmerson Mnangagwa of Zimbabwe. The landlocked nation of Zimbabwe in southern Africa has seen substantial political upheaval recently. A unique feature of Zimbabwean politics is the handover of power from longtime leader Robert Mugabe to Emmerson Mnangagwa. Emmerson Mnangagwa, who had served as Mugabe's vice president, assumed the presidency on November 24, 2017, following a coup. President Mnangagwa's administration has focused on economic reforms and re-engagement with the international community. He currently earns $146,500 as a yearly salary. The issue of African presidents' salaries brings up significant issues with fair resource allocation and foreign investment in their nations. Even if some African presidents receive enormous incomes, it is critical to reevaluate these numbers and give top priority to using those monies for the good of the country as a whole. By reducing the salaries of presidents who earn significantly more than their citizens, there is an opportunity to allocate those resources toward crucial areas such as education, healthcare, infrastructure development, and job creation. Do you think most of these presidents would be willing to take a cut in their salaries? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the New Tourist channel. Turn on notifications too so you get notified whenever we upload videos like this. Thanks for watching and see you in our next video.